Actually, it says to find the domain. How about we do the horizontal asymptote first, since we just got done doing that. Okay, the horizontal asymptote, you can, because these are the same, it'll be the ratio of those numbers right there. It'll be y equals that number, right? So the horizontal asymptote is y equals negative 3/4. The negative just goes with the whole fraction, right? Okay, now we need to find the horizontal asymptote. Sorry, the vertical asymptote. Remember, how do you find vertical asymptotes? Set the denominator equal to 0, solve for x. I'm going to start that again. Negative 4x to the third plus 5 equals 0. Right, solve for x. I'm going to add 4x to the third to this side so that everything's positive. 4x to the third equals 5. Okay, divide by 4. No, it would not be negative 5, because if I add this to this side, that becomes positive, right? Now they're both positive. Or if you subtract 5, 5 becomes negative, then you multiply by negative 1. Okay, now what? Divide by 4. And so x equals the third root of 5 over 4. So, I mean, that's a very particular value, right? What we know is that that line on the graph is a line that the graph will approach but never touch. I could turn it into a decimal, right? If I did that, it's about 1.08, right? But if I actually did that, you know, we need to do it just to put it on the graph somewhere. But the fact is the function will equal 1.08 somewhere, because that is not exactly this number. Since the graph approaches infinitely close, it'll get to that value. There's no question. Okay, so the domain, right, this is the vertical asymptote, the 0 of the denominator, right there. The domain is the set of x values that don't include anything that lead to a divide by 0. So how would we write that? How about? No. X does not equal the third root of 5 over 4. Right? That's the domain. Whatever is the vertical asymptote, that's the value that x can't have. Because how did you find it? You found it by setting the denominator equal to 0. That was how we used to find our domain. They're the opposite of each other, right? The vertical asymptote equals that number. The domain is x does not equal that number.